Sherri. It's another episode of Inspired Good Fat Life. Here today, I have my guest is Doris Hage, and she is remote. She doesn't get to have the joy of being in studio, but she's familiar with being in studio, right, Doris?
Mhm.
Right. And we are going to do another episode of Good Fat Life. But first, I just have to say, um, we have this magazine and we have our podcast, and it's totally dedicated to being your best self. And of course, we like to say it starts with good fat, right? So, did you eat your good fat today, Doris?
I had my avocado today, Sherry.
Very, very good.
No,
I
I'm
did.
not. I had my avocado today, and every time I eat the avocado, I think of my socks, and I think of the avocado, and I think of you.
Oh, there you go. Well, that starts your day off right, right? So that's so. Um, what I'm really so excited about to talk to you today is you are really doing some really cool stuff, and with people. I mean, it's no secret. Again, our Good Fat Life, our whole mission is around helping people be their best selves, right? And like I say, it starts with good fat. But Doris, talk about that. What are you seeing that's going on, and what have you done? How have you stepped in to help people live their best lives?
Yeah, no, I'm so grateful to be here, and we just got to talk about the elephant in the room right now. Is Sherry and I are twinning right now.
Oh,
Her bangs are banging way way better. I'm back in the bang game, but I love the colors. Is I've known Sherry for quite some time, and you have been my mentor and coach, and I say that very loudly because you know 2014 I was introduced to a team of people from Justin Ford, Maxine Kane, and Sherry Richards, and I didn't know what I was getting into. I was just had a call, I had a meeting. I was at this point that I was like, something's going to happen. I don't know what it is. I feel lost. And I met with this group. And I know I'm going to share of like this. My life has been a roller coaster, but this moment in my time was one of the biggest game changers in my life. And my dad passed away that January after I met Sherry, Justin, and Maxine for the Champions Challenge and the Positive Zone. And I felt so lost. I felt so like there's no rule book of losing a parent. There's no rule book. I mean, nothing in life can prepare you for that feeling. And I think God put the three of them in my life for a reason because I was always the girl that tried to always be the best, the amazing, the this and that. And I wasn't used to being weak. I mean, my dad's from Lebanon, my mom's from Mexico. It's like, get up, focus it, get done. And this was the time it was ripped apart from me. And when I met with the team, I said, I got to take this frustration and use it for good. There's other people dealing with the same thing that doesn't have help or doesn't have support. Is there's so many of us, and especially us strong people, used to doing it ourselves. And if it
so
wasn't for you guys, honestly, I mean,
uh,
you guys were like, no, we have a mission, we have something to do. And we really did.
yeah, yeah, we did. So, but we'll talk about the Champions Challenge on another show. We'll
Okay.
have the whole team. We'll have Justin and Maxine on it. So, s- but you've taken that work that we've done with the Champions Challenge, which is character education, um, and it's a what 12-week program, and then you've catapulted off and created Life on Purpose. So
I did.
let's talk. Yeah, talk to us about that, Doris, and what you've done and how that you're showing up, working with people to help give purpose.
It was created, I'll say, two kind of areas out of pure frustration, and not to knock the education system, because what they're going through right now is a lot, but it was out of frustration that not meeting students where they were. And also, another part of that was my own journey, my own struggles and pain that I had, and the difference it took when someone reached out and helped, or realizing some people couldn't help me the way that they wanted to help. And it was okay. But you need that one thing that can understand where you've been through. And for me, life was not pretty. People are like, "Oh, Doris, you grew up in a white picket fence or this and that." And I said, "No, I had struggles. I mean, I think we all have had struggles.
Right.
Every journey is different, but we're here for a reason, right? Like, we've survived a pandemic. All of us that's watching this, you and me sitting here, like, we're here."
Right. Right.
And purpose seems to get so people are like, "Well, my purpose is to be, help people." Purpose is different. Living life on purpose is living through a journey of your own frequency, your own self, your own energy. Is how many times has exterior things was like, "No, you got to do it like this," and your gut is wrenching, like, "But wait, no, 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 no. I feel like, that's wrong, or that's right, or that's nervous center, or something," whatever your gut feels, and we discount it and we go to what somebody else says. Living life on purpose is we are all here for a reason, and we're supposed to help the community at large of operating from our own senses. And I know that sounds so out there. I
It's
know.
like woo woo. No.
Woo woo.
But
Oh my
it
God.
does sound kind of woo woo, but I know that you have made that woo woo practical, if
Yeah.
you will, by creating the programs that you did and working with the people that you work with. Um, and so, what are some of the things that you do to help people find their purpose or be able to work with their purpose?
Sherry, it's one of the things is the carrying of beliefs that people have. And most of those beliefs are, I don't want to say negative, but they're just like, "I was told I wasn't good enough. I was told I can't do this. Like, money is the devil," like these type of beliefs. It's once we I work with them and talk to the students and say, I'm working with veterans right now of like having amazing businesses, and just moving to an energy of like not being not hearing what the disbelief that I can't do it. And I've been there
Right,
before. I was like, "I can't do it. It's impossible," like it's not going to happen. It's understanding that you can do it. And again, it's also honoring where we meet students where they are. Is you don't want to push them with the whole woo woo haha, like, "Well, your planet Jupiter is in your fourth house," that type of energy. It's being practical. It's being where their space is, of meeting them, of what
what
they believe, and not throwing it away, but just saying, "Talk to me more about that." And
right.
having a space of judgment free zone that someone can talk about it without feeling that they're going to be judged. And that's one of the biggest things,
Right.
is having a judgment free zone.
But we've talked about that at other times too, and that's really a part of um, I like to go back to is the whole theme this year is really deep self care, and part of that deep self care is creating an environment for yourself, having people around you that help you, that will listen, judgment free, right, as you
Mm-hmm.
work through those things, and so. I know that the Champions Challenge gave all of us better
Yeah.
tools, a lot
Yeah.
better tools to have those conversations and to learn how to um, be successful. We like to say to be successful regardless of the circumstances, because we all have circumstances, right?
And and it's beautiful. And again, you said we're gonna have Justin and Maxine and us on,
Right,
but the Champions Challenge. I mean, if you look at me, you look at you, you look at
right,
Justin, you look at Maxine. Like we're all different,
right.
completely different, completely different. And it wasn't like you know we didn't go through our own thing. You have to practice what you preach.
That no, and I think that's so important too, Doris. And that's what I love about the your programs that you're working with the veterans and with the students now, is that you're really creating a space coming from that place, right? It's like I'm not perfect and I've got my stuff, and I've also learned these tools in this way of
Yeah,
being a being that I can support you figuring out how to be your best self.
I'm not perfect. Okay, I'm
Oh,
not
darn.
perfect. I'm not
You're
perfect.
bursting my bubble.
That's
So,
short.
I mean, and that's kind of with the whole thing about, it's interesting that with Good Fat Life, right? So I started Good Fat Life with the intent of creating a space, started with a magazine and workshops and things where people can be who they are, right? Really
Hmm.
who they are,
Yeah,
tell their stories, provide their goods and services for people that are looking for them, that are searching. They want to do better things, but they just don't know how, maybe, or where to start.
what I love about Good Fat Life is I the first time I open it up, I'm not a big magazine book. I'm not. I'm just not a big that. Okay. I mean, I probably read the tabloids like one time, but like I when I open it up, sharing in because you know me, I'm very passionate. I'm very real. I just speak from the heart. Was when you open it up, it speaks to you, and there's not judgment. Like it's in a way of like, let me feed you the good, not of oh my god you're eating too many carbs, like you're like this is
Okay.
bad for you type energy. It's like it speaks to you in a sense of like motivation. And I'm in my office. I had one of there's a therapist down below, and he was in my office, and he grabbed your magazine and started reading it, and he couldn't stop reading it.
Oh,
And
be still my heart, right?
I know he was just like, can I grab more? Because it was like it spoke to the heart, not of the fear. And we say that, and I know a lot of people feel that is this fear mongering, especially what we're going through in a pandemic. It feels good because it's body, mind, and spirit, and we're not the best at all of those things, right? But
Right.
when someone can speak to you, and especially even for myself, of making me feel better about it when I get excited about a freaking avocado, which is amazing. Like I just think of like all the nutrition going in my soul and my body. It's that type of energy that is life changing. And I feel like our souls are all being called to do something bigger, bolder, but it's kindness, not fear, it's kindness. And
I
I
know
think
that's a great point. It's like, and like you said, we start where we are and we move into this positive, um, feel better place. Um,
it's exactly that. And Sherry knows me so well because when I get too passionate, I just like
so
and
what
she's always been that person. She's always like, okay, all right, let's reel it in. But when I'm passionate about something, I'm passionate and I don't hide it.
Well, and that's what I love about you, Doris, because I can be way too much in my head, right? So you
Yeah,
really bust out the heart. So if
we all
somebody,
know.
so if somebody wanted to work with you on life on purpose, how would they do that?
Yeah, so I can send you a flyer as well. Is with there's a QR code with the website, which is www.lifeonpurposedetroit.com.
Okay.
Um, Life on Purpose Detroit right now is a vendor for the state of Michigan. We have partnered with the city of Detroit, Grow Detroit's Young Talent,
Okay. Yep.
the mayor's office. We have won fellowships from 4.0 schools, the Vela Foundation, and Luminary in New York. And our mission,
Congratulations.
I know it's crazy. I mean, I started in March of 2020, Sherry, with this dream.
Right.
Do we remember what happened in March of 2020?
Yeah, exactly. March 13th of 2020,
Yeah,
right?
two
Right.
weeks.
That's
It
right.
was just 2 weeks. And, I had a classroom set up, I had everything, it was ready to go. And we had this shutdown, and it was just, I was told 2 weeks. And 2 weeks turned to 4 weeks, 4 weeks turned to June. And I said, I have to do something different. There's people who are struggling right now, and I can't be in my own like old mindset. I have to do something different. So I went to friends who were teachers that were teaching virtually. And I said, tell me your pain. Tell me what you're struggling. And it was like, there was no process. I just got thrown into it. Is camera on, camera off, all these frustrations. And I said, how can I do it? How can I do it different? And I had to get really, really creative, Sherry. Like I had to get like down to the core of like, how can I do this virtually and how can I do it where it's successful? And it
Right.
wasn't easy. It
But you
wasn't
did it.
easy,
But you did it.
but,
I know you
but
did it.
it's done.
Right. So you have students now that
Yes,
can, so you work with veterans and you work
yes.
with
And the
college age
veteran,
students, high school
yes.
students,
So,
college
right,
students.
yep, right now it's 18 and up.
Okay.
If, if they're service connected veterans, they qualify to go through the training. Again, my training's not the normal reading a book from,
Right.
1930 of like career readiness. It's real times, real life. We do focus on finding their self, their core. I don't want to say spirituality or energy of that net. It's just getting to who you are, where
Right.
you where you're at. And then the other part of it is, so the thing that was crazy is the veterans were like, "I'm not doing Zoom. I'm not doing Zoom. I don't like technology. I don't even know how to access my email." Now they're like, "I don't want to drive. No, let's do Zoom."
Okay.
Which
And
we all experienced. Remember our first time with Zoom? Like, what
what the
is this?
heck?
Where somebody sends a Microsoft Teams link, we're like, "Oh my god, got to practice before. I'm not familiar
I
with it."
remember. Well, I remember the first Zoom. It was kind of like, oh my gosh, is this like we're going to become Beam Me Up, Scotty? Right? Remember that in Star Trek? It's like it's the first thing for the transport. Um, how cool would that be? Like, okay, we start here. We start here. So you do, but so you work with people and help them really get to a sense of who they are and their purpose, and then also help with job training and
Exactly.
career development as well, right?
So the one thing for employers is the first 90 days when a new hire comes on, it can be hard for that individual getting acclimated to the energy, the environment. Anybody who goes through Life on Purpose, they have a job coach and a mentor for the first 90 days of employment. No
Okay.
questions asked. It's no cost to the employer. Is myself and the team is a mentor for the first 90 days, that if they go through a bump, they are like, well, I don't like this, the employer doesn't have to worry about it. That's what we handle.
Okay.
Um, Again, as I said, as long as the individual qualifies, it's there. We will never accept payment out of pocket. That is just not going to happen.
Okay.
There's scholarships available if you don't qualify. If you come to us, we're helping.
Got it.
Simple as that.
Yeah, and I love it. I have seen you. I have seen you 24/7 helping people that have issues, and it can be with food or with shelter or with having babies. There
Oh
was a
my gosh, yeah. We
yeah, we've had quite some experiences, and Doris, you always seem to find a resource that can help out with whatever the need is, which I just so love about you because you have this amazing passion for problem solving and not allowing the circumstance to define somebody or to bring somebody or allow them to let it reduce who they are, right?
and Sherry, it takes one to know one.
Yeah. That's why I
I
love you.
watched
No.
I watched Sherry get a sewing machine for a student that shared, right? What
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He wanted to be a clothing designer and didn't have a sewing machine, so we found him one, and that was a pretty cool moment,
yeah,
right?
no,
Yeah.
you found a sewing machine and
So
brought it in.
so if we're going to say what would be one thing that you would want for people to take away or where to start now to be living their life on purpose, where would you suggest that somebody could just listening to this go start here?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Is you may be feeling it right now. You may be feeling alone. You may be feeling like, "Ugh, what is this? What is this feeling right now?" Through frustration comes, I promise you this, through the frustration comes something that is needed. I need you to trust your gut and that intuition. And I'm going to say this as me is the past month I had been feeling heavy energy of just like I don't know if it's the pandemic, we're moving forward. I don't know if it's the stars, whatever it is. And it's sometimes that feeling of like, okay, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to do it. And it feels heavy. Frustration creates the best thing. And I also want to say this. You don't have to do it alone.
Mhm.
Like, you don't have to do it alone. I promise you, I promise there are people out there that cares, that really, truly cares. And you just have to reach out. Don't be in fear. Don't be in that, like, nobody cares. There are people
Right.
that care.
That's no, that is so true and such great advice. So, again, we'll um, provide your contact information
Okay.
when this gets posted. And I know you, like I said, I've seen you work miracles when somebody reaches out and getting them connected, and just the joy, the success that people have. Right? And I'm not saying it's easy. It's not like rosy. Every minute
Um,
is a rainbows and lollipops and unicorns or whatever. It's not. But the and there's people to share that with, and that's what makes it all okay. Right?
it when you're
It's
not
that
even expecting it, they're
right.
there.
It's sharing that journey. So I just love the work you're doing, and
Thank you.
so I look forward to watching as you continue to do that. And as we like to say, let's go out and live our good fat life, right?
I need more magazines, by the way.
Oh, there you go. All right. And so if anybody wants to get a magazine, they can go to our website at www.goodfatlife.com, and you can get a digital magazine or you can get it delivered to your home every quarter. And we're just getting ready to put out the first quarter issue. And I will just say it's been a challenge. It has been a real challenge,
Mhm.
this one. And I know it's probably going to be our best yet. So, right? Because Doris still has
Frustration comes, yeah.
frustration, right? Right? And so there's been times I want to
Hashtag
run.
2020.
Yeah,
Hashtag.
right? There's times I want to run screaming out of the room, and then there's that feeling in my gut. It's like, oh, this is just part of the process, just change that mind, right?
I
Right.
love you,
And
Sherry, so
yeah.
much.
Okay. Love you too, Doris. So take care. Go live your good
Oh,
fat life.
I gotta go this way.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.